Here's a locomotive I picked up on eBay a wee while ago. Baltimore and Ohio livery. It's a 6-axle, which probably makes it a Coco. It looks like, because of the bull nose, perhaps an E series or an F series. I'm not quite sure yet. I'm going to apply power, watch the meter, and see what happens here. Not very much in either direction. So let's get this big boy on the bench and see if we can make it run. Open the body up, it looks as if it's held by a couple of clips on either side of this battery box. So try and release it a little bit there. I wonder if the body shell has been stuck somewhere. Yes, okay. So I'm just going to try and free it as if there's been something sticky got in and held the body on. And here it is. And it comes. And Atlas, made in Italy. Decent condition. And here's the motor, which is like a kind of Rivarossi motor, bulb at the front. And that's just leading to the bulb. Right, so I can apply power across the contacts. Right, let's see what happens this time. There's not really any sign of movement, which might not be very good news. First of all, I'm going to move this U-plate, which is clipped onto the bottom of the rotor from the motor. The rotor from the motor. So, this, take out, remove this U-clip, and that should allow the bogie to come free. And there is the worm screw from the motor, which turns freely enough. So again, let me try the motor contacts, but still nothing there. The motor itself is held in by these two diagonally opposing screws. Countersunk into the body. This type of motor I have worked on a couple of occasions. These hold in the brushes and the brush springs, and this plate can actually be prized open to expose the armature. So we'll see how far I need to go. Here's a strange thing. This cap came off the casing, and this came out, but the other one nowhere to be seen, neither are there any brushes. And not only that, it fell apart very easily. This is another machine that somebody has been working on and then just abandoned it. Hi YouTubers, and welcome to another Engage servicing video from Sort 6233. And on the bench tonight I have this Baltimore and Ohio locomotive. It's a 6-axle locomotive. I would call it a Coco, but someone pulled me up and said it's actually a 1A1. Never mind, 6 axles. I've already started working on it and discovered that the armature is at fault. However, not as all lost, because I also happen to have a scrap chassis. This is a Boco, so I have no idea what kind it is. Probably an FA, I don't know. But it uses the same motor, so this motor is going in to this loco. First of all, it'd be essential to check that this motor actually runs. So I've got my power application probe, and I'm just going to apply power there, and you can hear it running. Probably see the one screw going, there it is. So I know that this works. So I'm going to take it out of here. It's held in by 2 screws, and it's connected from this wire to the trailing bogie, which provides power to one of the rails. There's the motor. So I believe that this should just simply drop into the slot. It's good. Screw in here, screw in there, wire connecting to the other bogie. So the old motor in the EMD chassis connected up to the pickup bogie, and let's see if this works. You can hear it. Let me turn it around, silly me, and watch the worm wheel. There we go, and the light also comes on. Right, an old filament bulb. Excellent. Right, my next task will be getting the bogie completed and checked out, and hopefully this will be running quite soon. Well, as you can see, I've now got my Baltimore Ohio, I think it's can't remember what it's called now. I've been away for a couple of weeks. I've had some corrective surgery done in my hand, so I've been away for a couple of weeks, just picking it up again, and I just fitted it up there. I just have one other thing to do, that is fit a coupler at the front. But I think instead I'll take it over to the test track and I will let it run for a couple of laps. Just put the power up again, make sure it's not a fluke. And there we go, starts eventually. Okay, let's see how it goes around my test track. Just coming into view is my I think it's an E8 Baltimore and Ohio, running quite smoothly around the track. I keep losing it. Let me just zoom out a little bit, try and follow it a bit more. So it goes up the back straight, come round again. So I'll just frame it about there. Okay, so after one or two little adjustments, like I fitted front and rear couplers, I amended the orientation of the motor because it was going in reverse rather than forward, and they lubricated, cleaned the wheels, the usual stuff, and that looks pretty good. So what I'm going to do, fit the body casing and find some American style freight, and we'll see how it looks in full glory. The Baltimore and Ohio locomotive is hooked up with a rate of freight wagons. Personally, I think it should be a passenger train, but I don't have American style passenger coaches. And that doesn't seem too bad. I'm just a bit concerned that I don't see the headlight, although I know that the bulb is working. I'll have a look at that later on. So I'm just going to let this run around the track a little while I tidy up, and then I'll finish this off, and hopefully I can get this all tidied up and signed off. Well, let me recap then on my Baltimore and Ohio, made by Atlas. I don't know if I said that before. I think it's an E8 from the EMD manufacturer. It's a Coco or 6-axle, and I've got it to run pretty well. The repair did not come without its difficulties, as a lot of my repairs seem to invite, and the reason for that was when I put the motor in, the motor has a little pip at the end of the worm screw, a sort of split ring, and that is for this little brass clip to fit in. If I turn it around so that it slides in there, and it's that holds the bogie onto the chassis. When that comes out, the bogie comes free. And that's what I was finding, that this was coming off during running. Turned out to be that the end of the worm screw, in fact, seemed to have worn down, and so the little clip wasn't actually catching in anything, so the two parts were separating. That itself led to another problem. Here's that worm screw again. You can see it's attached to the shaft. Normally you would use a gear puller or some such, but in order to use that you have to have an open end of the shaft, but this is a closed end, so when you try and pull this away from the shaft, what happens is the shaft comes away from the armature. Fortunately this wasn't working anyway, and that's what you get. When you then fit the new worm screw, you have to make sure that the shaft pushed all the way through the armature. Fortunately, I had another faulty motor with a spare worm screw, so I was able to build up a new motor, which is what I fitted into the E8. Right, so I'm quite pleased that this now seems to run pretty smoothly. I've still got the light to fix. I'll do that later on. I just had one other problem to solve, and that is the cowcatcher front of the front bogie has broken, and this whole bogie frame is a single molded piece. So fortunately, over years I found I had another spare front bogie frame with a good cowcatcher, so I simply rebuilt the bogie and fitted that. The pickups are in here, they're fed to the motor, and that's what gives us our running. Oops, powered in the wrong way. Oh, and that was the other thing. When I put the motor in, it went backwards when it should have gone forwards, and would you believe, forwards when it should have gone back. So I simply had to take the motor out, reverse it round, put the contacts in the right place, and that's it. So I'm quite happy about that repair. Nice looking loco. I'll just keep my eye open for some passenger coaches with a similar logo, because I think this would make a good passenger locomotive. Thanks for watching, people. I hope you liked that. I hope you have any comments to make them favourable. If you like it, give me a like by pressing that thumbs up button. And if you haven't subscribed, you might want to think about it if you're interested in watching N-gauge locomotive repairs, or indeed even double O gauge repairs, because I also do some of those. So until the next time, I do beg your pardon. So until the next time, take care out there, look after each other, look after yourself, and I'll see you again. Till then, for me, it's bye for now. Line freight cars, I think this should be a passenger locomotive, but I don't have passenger wagons and I don't know any freight wagons.